guests, and you're very welcome along to United Park for this SSE Airtricity League First Division game between Drogheda United and Bray Wanderers. David Sheehan with you on commentary tonight, both on the LMFM feed, on the LMFM website, and of course on the YouTube feed that you're seeing from Drogheda United's official channel as well. So you're very welcome along to this game. Drogheda United's first game back at United Park since the restart. Of course, they opened their account after the restart with that 2-2 draw last week against Shamrock Rovers, and before the game, I suspect if you offered Tim Clancy a draw with the Shamrock Rovers 2 side that hadn't really been tearing it up since the season started, he probably wouldn't have accepted it. But given that they were a man down and 2-0 down in that first half, I'm sure the manager was pretty happy with the point, and the spectacular nature of that equaliser from Brandon Birmingham, certainly something that would have pleased the Drogheda United fans. I can tell you that Brandon Birmingham earns a starting berth in the 11 tonight for Drogheda United. 3 changes from the game against Shamrock Rovers 2 last week. Derek Prendergast, Brandon Birmingham, as I mentioned, and James Clark come in for Hugh Douglas, Mark Hughes and Jordan Adiema. Luke Heaney, who came on as a sub last week, is out injured, so he's not available for selection tonight. The team then in full is David Odumosu in goals, the back 4 of James Brown, Jack Chute, Derek Prendergast and Connor Kane. Midfield 3 of Jake Hyland, Richie O'Farrell and Brandon Birmingham, and then a front 3 of Chris Lyons, Mark Doyle, who got the comeback underway last week of course, and James Clark. Bray for their part, well, they made one change from last week's game. That 2-0 win against Longford Town, which Gary Shaw got both goals. It's Paul Keegan who comes into the starting 11 and takes the captain's armband. He replaces Jack Watson. Looks like they're going with a 4-4-2, but of course that will become apparent when the game starts. It's Brian Maher in goals, the back 4 of John Ross Wilson, Dylan Barrett, Killian Cantwell and Sean McAvoy. Midfield is Paul Keegan, Callum Thompson, Derek Daly and Luca Lowich, and up front is the aforementioned Gary Shaw and Derek Daly. So that's the starting lineup for Bray Wanderers, a 4-4-2 as I said, we think, but we'll keep an eye on that as the game starts. The referee tonight incidentally is Alan Carey. Now, just looking at last season's results, well, it wasn't a particularly good set of fixtures for Drogheda United. They were beaten 3-1 in April by Bray Wanderers, a Dylan McGlade hat-trick. He has moved on, of course, to Cork City, so Drogheda won't have to worry about him tonight. Then Drogheda United had a 1-0 win against Bray at United Park in June. Luke McNally with a goal on 90 minutes. And then a 4-1 win for Bray Wanderers against Drogheda in September, 2 from Dylan McGlade and 2 from Dean Williams in that one. But Bray's last win at United Park incidentally came in August 2015, courtesy of a late winner from Hugh Douglas, who of course now is with the Drogs, having signed in the close season from Bray Wanderers after a long number of years with the Seagulls. So that's the last time Bray had a win at United Park, and Drogheda will be hoping to maintain that good run here this evening. The players just out on the pitch in front of us. A glorious evening here for football at United Park. Lovely sunshine covering half the pitch here, and perfect conditions, and as you would expect given the layoff, we've had the pitch in perfect condition as well. So the 2 captains in midfield at the minute in centre circle, just waiting on the coin toss. We've got, as I said, Paul Keegan, who comes back into the starting 11, and Jake Hyland, the Drogheda United captain. So the players just gathering and having their last little huddle before the game gets underway. As I say, Drogheda with that 2-2 draw last week against Shamrock Rovers 2, showing good fighting spirit to come back into it after going 2-0 down. Mark Hughes sent off, of course, so he's not available for selection today either. Got that red card in the first half last week, and after that then Drogheda, it looked like it was a bit of a lost cause for them at that stage, you would have thought. Man down, 2-0 down, but coming back impressively to win. A quick look at the results so far this season. Well, Bray, they currently sit third in the table, level in points with Drogheda in second with better goal difference. Bray have had a 4-2 defeat to Cabinteely in the first game of the season. Then they beat Wexford 2-0. They drew 0-0 with Cove Ramblers, and then after the restart they had that 2-0 win last weekend against Longford Town. Drogheda, if you need a reminding, opened the season with a 2-0 win down in Cove. They then lost 1-0 at home to Longford Town before beating UCD 5-1, and of course that was the last game before the break, and then they came back with that 2-2 draw, as I said, last week against Shamrock Rovers 2. Gary Shaw, top scorer this season for Bray with 3 goals, whilst for Drogheda, Mark Doyle, Chris Lyons and Sean Brennan all have 2 goals apiece. So just about ready for the off here at United Park. A glorious evening for football, no wind at all to speak of, and Drogheda United hoping to pick up all 3 points. Of course, the players taking a knee here first, and as we've seen that it's become a common occurrence around the world really in football terms. Premier League certainly has taken it on board, and the players here are doing the same. Referee blows his whistle and we're ready for the off. It'll be Bray Wanderers playing from left to right as we look at it from our position up in the gantry here, and all the players, substitutes, coaching staff all spaced out across on the far side in the stand there. And Bray Wanderers straight away going pretty direct. Well intercepted there by Mark Doyle. And referee, well, was given a free kick there against Derek Prendergast for a foul. And Gary Shaw just getting a little bit too close to the former Shamrock Rovers man there, Derek Prendergast. And who of course broke Drogheda's hearts last year with that late winner for Shelburne, but back in the claret and blue of the Drogs this season. No co-commentator tonight, unfortunately. Circumstances dictated that we can only have one person in the commentary box, so a quick hello to Paul Crowley, my erstwhile co-commentator, as Drogheda get that one clear, and congratulations to Paul and his wife Niamh, who got married last weekend. Surprised everybody, so if Paul's listening in, we pass on our congratulations to him. And a quick hello also to Jason Marks, former Drogheda United player and Bray player, of course, who unfortunately broke his jaw a couple of weeks ago playing for St. Moctus, so he's laid up at the moment, so we wish him well too. Plenty of former Bray players on show here. Chris Lyons, of course, won. Hugh Douglas on the bench that we mentioned a few moments ago, and Tim Clancy, of course, the Drogheda United manager, a former Bray Wanderers player as well. So here come Drogheda on the attack. Chris Lyons with a nice little touch there. It's James Clark intercepted. Bray Wanderers have it back, and it's knocked up towards Joe Doyle, but well cleared by Derek Prendergast. And down here in front of us, Mark Doyle going for it with John Ross Wilson, but the ball beats both of them into touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Seagulls, playing in their familiar green and white stripes. Drogheda back to the claret and blue this year, of course, after their little stint last year in the very fetching red and black, but much more familiar, and a lovely effort it is this year as well. The home strip knocked back by Jack Shute to David Odumosu, who's been such a revelation since he came into the team. Replaced Luca Gratzer last year and really hasn't looked back from that opportunity that he got. He's taken it with both hands. He's been really impressive as Sean McAvoy knocks it back, but it's going to play on this near side. And with 2 minutes gone, United Park still 0-0. And it's going to be a throw in for Drogheda United, and it's going to be Conor Kane to take it straight down the line, looking for the flick on from Mark Doyle, but he's beaten to it there by Joe Doyle into midfield. And Sean McAvoy, who has it, and lays it back to Luka Lovic, knocked down the line, or attempted to knock down the line there, but it's John Ross Wilson, and it was well blocked by Mark Doyle, putting good pressure on the full-back. Paul Keegan comes short for possession, knocks it back to Wilson, knocked in well to, and it's knocked away again, and it's come back to Killian Cantwell, a big long ball forward, headed clear by James Brown. And Drogheda have it in the centre circle. Chris Lyons just pulled back there, the referee blows his whistle, free kick to the home side. And it's Jake Hyland gets the ball rolling again, plays it out to Jack Shute in that number 4 jersey, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side of the field again. James Brown to take it bang on the halfway line, and Drogheda United looking to get things moving again. James Clark has it, and it's cleared all the way back up to David Odumosu, standing out in his bright orange strip tonight. Derek Prendergast striding out of the fence, but has a look up, looks at his options, knocks it up. Chris Lyons, nice chest down, but in fairness to Paul Keegan, he was in there very quickly. Mark Doyle just couldn't get onto a sloppy pass out of the fence there from Bray, and it's intercepted by Jake Hyland, gets it back from Chris Lyons. Thought about a shot for a second, I think, Hyland, but decided to play it out to Conor Kane, who, as usual, is bombing forward from his left back spot. Back to Hyland again, knocks it into the box. It's over in the direction of Brandon Birmingham, the man who got that spectacular equaliser last week. If you haven't seen it, do check out the highlights on YouTube. An absolutely fantastic strike on 82 minutes, rescuing a point for Drogheda United. And it's going to be a throw-in to Bray Wanderers. Tim Clancy knocking the ball back. And with just over 4 minutes gone, it's still 0-0. No chances in the game so far. And it's just one result to bring you in the Premier Division. Bohemians have beaten Dundalk by 2-1. Something of a surprise result. Dundalk really haven't hit their strap since the restart at all, and that'll be a disappointing result for Vinnie Perth, but no doubt Drogheda United fans will be smiling at that one. And that ball out of the fence there from Jack Shute beats Conor Kane, can't quite get onto it. And here come Bray Wanderers once again, knocked forward towards Gary Shaw, but Prendergast read that one better than the striker. Killian Cantwell shepherding Chris Lyons, but Lyons cuts in on his right foot, and he's been known to do that on plenty of occasions in the past and fire one into the far corner, but on this occasion he was just closed down a bit too quickly. Good challenging there from Richie O'Farrell, closing down John Ross Wilson very effectively. And most of the action in this first 5 minutes or so concentrated down this left-hand side, the Drogheda left, the Bray right. And Mark Doyle's certainly been a busy man closing down, and that's the sort of pressure I think Clancy would like to see his attacking players put on the Bray defenders. The attack being the first line of defence, as they always say, and they're certainly doing that so far. Chris Lyons just a little bit slack with his layoff there, and it was intercepted by Joe Doyle. And now it's still in Barnett. And it's knocked back to the keeper by Derek Daly. Brian Maher in goals. And he's lighted out to Killian Cantwell, back to the keeper again. As again, Drogheda squeeze up, trying to put the pressure on. And you can hear the seagulls in the background, I'm sure, appropriately given the opposition tonight. Nice bit of play once again by Chris Lyons. Mark Doyle spreads it over to that far side towards Brandon Birmingham, but well, he looked like he was beaten to it, but he's gotten it back and he's inside the box, has a shot, well blocked there by Dylan Barnett. And it's now for a throw in over in that far corner to Drogheda United over in the glorious sunshine at United Park. It really is a beautiful evening for football, not a puff of breeze in the air. And here it is, it's James Clark comes short for it, gets it knocked away from him, and Bray breaking out of defence. They've only got one man up front, it's Gary Shaw, and they're looking for a bit of support, and here it comes now. And well, it was Joe Doyle who just had it played a little bit behind him, and the move breaks down. Here comes Drogheda again. Conor Kane in possession, well challenged there by, it was Derek Daly closing him down. In fact, it was Joe Doyle, and it's going to be a throw in, which Kane again will take, again down this near side. Fires it down the line towards Mark Doyle, he flicks it on. Again, Chris Lyons so strong, so hard to knock off the ball for a small man. But on this occasion it was taken away from him, and it's gone all the way back to David Odumosu in the Drogheda United goal. 7 minutes gone at United Park, no goals. If you just tuned in, you're listening to David Sheehan on the LMFM website feed and also on the Drogheda United YouTube channel. Great to be able to bring live pictures of League of Ireland games to everybody. And if that's one good positive thing that's come out of the COVID situation, then I think everyone will be glad that it's finally happened. Long overdue, really, I suppose you could say, but it's certainly been a breath of fresh air, and especially in the Premier Division with the Watch LOI, it's been a big success. But it's great to be able to bring you these pictures here tonight from a sadly empty United Park. Hopefully we'll see crowds back here in the near future, but of course very difficult to say how that will work out. Throw in over on the far side to Drogheda United, taken short to James Clark. Good heavy challenge there from Sean McAvoy, and wins it back, plays it back. It's gone all the way back to Brian Maher. Plays a good ball out here to John Ross Wilson. Pitch in perfect condition, as you would expect. And it's Killian Cantwell coming out with it. Look one way, look the other, and now he's going to have to go all the way back. And once again, it's very impressive closing down from Drogheda United. And they all move up as a unit then as the ball went back to the keeper. Clearly something that Tim Clancy will be very pleased with. Another throw in down below us, down below our commentary position, to be taken by John Ross Wilson. A small stoppage as one of the Bray players adjusts his footwear, and the throw in taken, and it's Mark Doyle just holding Joe Doyle off it, and comes back to Conor Kane, has a look down the line. Bit of a thankless chase for Chris Lyons there, but he made it all the same, put a little bit of pressure on Killian Cantwell, and it's come back down from where we started a few moments ago with a throw in to Drogheda United. Conor Kane once again to take it. No doubt again he'll look for Mark Doyle for the flick on. He does indeed, and it's he gets there in the end, Doyle just ahead of Joe Doyle, his namesake in the other starting 11. And here's Chrissy Lyons, spins away, gets the head down, wins the throw in off Paul Keegan. He was driving down from Wicklow today a little bit earlier on, and happened to bump into the Bray goalkeeping coach at the petrol station, and he was on his way down here himself, and they were very happy with how things went last weekend, and were obviously hoping to carry that form on here. 2 away games for them in a row, not easy, but they got the win last week. They'll be hoping for a similar outcome here today, but so far it's been fairly even. Played into the edge of the box to Mark Doyle. Oh, what a finish from Doyle, just inside the penalty spot's mark, I suppose you could say, just outside the 6-yard box. Great ball in, and a great finish from Mark Doyle. Got a lot of time and space in the box, but he availed of it, and with just under 10 minutes gone, It's Drogheda United 1, Bray Wanderers 0. A great finish from Doyle, but really the Bray defenders will be wondering how he found himself with so much space. He was able to take a touch. I think it was Brandon Birmingham with the cross, and Doyle got on the end of it, had time to take a touch and look up and stuck it in the bottom corner. Great finish from Mark Doyle. That's his third goal of the season, and gives Drogheda the perfect start here. Hadn't really been a chance in the game until then. And that's the sort of efficiency in front of the goal Tim Clancy will be looking for going forward, because it was a really sharp, nifty finish from him. And Doyle, as we know, always leads when he gets into those positions. And a hello to Conor Hoy, the Drogheda chairman, listening in and watching the stream. I hope you're having a good evening, Conor, and I'm sure it's gotten better, because that was a great finish from Mark Doyle, and gives Drogheda United the perfect start here at United Park. Bray Wanderers now trying to get back into it. Keegan plays the ball over to that far side of the field. It's Derek Daly, whips it into the box, and that was a near miss there from Joe Doyle. He just got in front of Conor Kane, I think it was, and almost got on the end of it. So Drogheda United will be on their guard. They always say you're most vulnerable when you've just scored yourself, and that was certainly almost proven to be true there, because it was a good ball whipped in by Derek Daly, and Joe Doyle just couldn't quite get on the end of it. In fairness to Conor Kane, who was coming around in the cover, he did just maybe put him under enough pressure to put him off, but it was certainly a good ball into the box, and Drogheda United will be relieved to have escaped without any damage in that one. Here comes James Clark again. He's got a bit of help from James Brown over on the outside, overlapping. Played back, and well, Jake Hyland's ball into the box was a little miss-hit, but he gets it back. James Brown still well forward, and he's won the throw-in over there, and it's back to Jake Hyland again. Has Richie O'Farrell beside him, but instead he plays it in, and well, he gets a free kick for it. There was a late challenge on Jake Hyland there, but maybe the referee might have played the advantage, but I'm sure Drogheda will be happy to take the free kick. Just in front of their bench, as I said, the coaching staff and substitutes all spread out across the stand over on the far side, but Tim Clancy is down there on the touchline, as is Kevin Doherty, two main men, and it's going to be Jake Hyland with the free kick with that left foot of his. It's a high one, landing in around the penalty spot. A little bit of a nudge on Mark Doyle there. Referee says play away. Comes back. James Clark. Oh, what a goal that is. Incredible stuff. And I see Richie O'Farrell putting his hands to his head in disbelief. Brilliant stuff there from James Clark. Could we compare that to Paul Gascoigne in Euro 96? Something along those lines. Absolutely fantastic strike. And Drogheda United find themselves 2-0 up with only 13 minutes gone. What a start for them. 2-0 down last week, well, 2-0 up this week. What a difference a week makes. And really and truly, they haven't wasted any chances, because they've had two chances, and that second one there was a half chance, you'd say, but beautifully finished from James Clark. What a hit. And Drogheda United 2-0 up. Beautiful strike from him on his left, and looked like Bray had cleared the danger, but dropped him in the edge of the box. Little lift over the defender, smacked it with his left boot into the corner. A peach from the youngster. With just under 14 minutes gone, not even on the quarter-hour mark here. It's 2-0 to Drogheda United at United Park. And so Brandon Birmingham with the assist for Mark Doyle for the first goal, and then all James Clark's own work for the second. Drogheda United find themselves sitting pretty very early in this game, and really they couldn't have asked for a better start than this. As I mentioned at the top of the commentary there, Bray's last win here came in August 2015, courtesy of Hugh Douglas's late winner, the man who of course now wears the claret and blue of Drogheda. But the way things are going, they're not going to repeat that dose tonight, because 2-0 down, still a long time to go of course, and lots can happen as we saw last week. So Drogheda will do well to not get too complacent, but certainly couldn't have wished for a better start here. Other games taking place tonight, incidentally, it's Wexford versus Cabinteely, and UCD versus Shamrock Rovers 2. Here comes Conor Kane down this left hand side, lays it back to James Clark, back to Jake Hyland, and a good ball across to the far side. Beautiful ball to James Brown attacking, and it's pulled back to Mark Doyle again. Oh, what a chance that was. You would have put money on him finding the target at least, especially given the chance that he scored a few moments ago from a similar position. But just wasn't able to make the connection. But Drogheda still on the attack. James Brown's attempted cross is blocked. It's come back to Richie O'Farrell. Oh, and a hefty challenge there, in fairness to Joe Doyle. I don't think there was any malice in it. It was more of a collision than anything else. But the referee may decide to have a word with him anyway. He was just a little bit late. And the referee is going to have a word indeed, and he may decide to show him a card, or maybe he'll just have a quick chat. I can tell you the latest score in the Premier Division between St Patrick's Athletic and Finn Harps is 1-0 to the men in red, and the goal is coming from Georgie Kelly, who of course signed on loan from Dundalk not that long ago. And it's UCD 2-0 up now against Shamrock Rovers 2. Colin Whelan and Jack Keeney with the goals, and in the other game it's 0-0 between Wexford and Cabinteely. So free kick to Drogheda United. Jake Hyland seems to have picked up a little bit of a knock there in that collision. He's gone over to the sideline with the physio, but I would expect he'll be back on very shortly, just a protocol. So with 16 minutes gone, number 16 standing over the ball, and that's Brandon Birmingham. He looks like he's going to have a crack here. We saw what he did last week, so maybe he can repeat it from the dead ball. He's definitely having a look at the goal, so you can expect to see the Drogheda players following in on this one. He has a go, Birmingham, and it's parried up in the air by Brian Maher. I thought he might have held on to it. It was a good strike from Birmingham, but wasn't huge power in it, I didn't think. Keeper taking no chances, parried it away, and it's going to be a throw in for Drogheda United down in the left-hand corner here. 2-0 to the home side. 17 minutes on the clock at United Park. Goals coming from Mark Doyle, and that screamer from James Clark a few moments ago. Into Chris Lyons, just couldn't get away from Killian Cantwell, and it's Eric Prendergast who intercepts it, and it's Conor Kane. Plays it all the way back to Jack Chute, has a look, slips as he delivers that ball diagonally up to Mark Doyle, who gets up well ahead of John Ross Wilson, but unfortunately for him, nobody coming in it from a Drogheda perspective, and it rolls safely through to Brian Maher. Another long ball out of the defence from Bray Wanderers, well intercepted there by James Brown on the cover, who has come back from the lockdown with a longer hairstyle than we've seen before, and well in there again. Brilliant stuff from him. Great tackling, and it plays a nice ball up to, well, it's just beyond Chris Lyons. But lovely bit of interception work from James Brown. Good ball played down the channel there, and it's Joe Doyle that has it. He's got Derek Prendergast for company once again. Not an easy man to get around. Gets the cross in nonetheless, but well held by David Odumosu in the Drogheda United goal. Incidentally, Ross Tracy on the bench tonight from a goalkeeping perspective for Drogheda United. And the other substitutes are incidentally, well, Odumosu, just as I say it, has almost hit it against his own man. They got away with it, and they're on the attack again. Drogheda United will bring you that bench in a moment and break clear it. So it's Ross Tracy, Hugh Douglas, Sean Brennan, Jordan Adiemo, Stephen Meany, Ryan O'Shea and Frank Cabrali. So lots of options on the bench for Tim Clancy from an attacking perspective. As I said, Luke Heaney, who came on last week in that game against Shamrock Rovers 2, injured, so he is not part of the matchday squad. And Mark Hughes, as we know, sent off in Tala last week, so he is not available for selection either. But certainly when you look through that bench, you look at the likes of Sean Brennan, you look at the likes of Hugh Douglas, lots of experience, and then you've got Jordan Adiemo, who's well able to come on and nick a goal. So plenty of options for Drogheda, and it's a pretty strong looking squad that they've assembled at this stage. Tim Clancy's second season in charge. And then comes Jake Hyland to tidy things up there, and it's back with Odumosu again. Boots it high in the air, he had to get to that one early. Nice touch from James Clark. Looked like a handball there, gets away with it. Knocked back to Conor Kane, he dinks one down the line towards Richie O'Farrell, but just a little bit beyond him. And it's gone all the way back once again to Brian Maher. He's had plenty of action with the ball at his feet in this game so far, and he's also had to pick it out of the net twice, pushing the back there, surely, yes, from Killian Cantwell. Or in fact it was one of his teammates. It wasn't Killian Cantwell, in fact. And it's going to be a free kick to Drogheda United. That will be Jake Hyland once again, the man who's usually on the ball when it's dead ball time, set piece time. He's looking around, a little bit too far out for a shot, but he plays it here to Richie O'Farrell. Plays the ball into Mark Doyle, gets it back again. O'Farrell, nice little bit of play there from Drogheda into Chris Lyons. Skips up off the ground for him, but he controls it well. Got Paul Keegan beside him, he lays it back to Mark Doyle. In again to James Clark. Beautiful ball across to Brandon Birmingham. He has a go, and it's well saved by Brian Marr. Lovely play from Drogheda there. And hello to Jared Kelly, who's listening in as well. And indeed to his father, Jerry, who I believe is taking a break from some fishing to tune in tonight as well. So we do hope you're enjoying it. 2-0 to Drogheda United. What's not to enjoy, he say. With just 20 minutes gone here at United Park, and here come Bray Wanderers looking to get back into it before half-time. Of course, still 25 minutes until the break, but they can nick one back before half-time. They'll certainly feel like they're in with a shout. Just haven't really gotten their attacking game going at all, and Drogheda with those two chances. I've taken both of them. That second goal from James Clark, if you've missed it, if you're not watching on YouTube, certainly worth digging out the highlights after this game, because it was a lovely strike. Lifted it up in the air with his right foot, dropped onto his left, smack into the corner. The keeper had no chance. And Drogheda breaking out the ball again, and it's Mark Doyle. Chris Lyons very deep from his striking position, points to lay it back to the keeper. Richie O'Farrell has it, plays into the centre circle, and it's James Clark who lays it back to Jake Hyland again. And Jack Chute stepping out from his centre back position down that left or right hand side rather. James Brown knocks it back to him. A little bit loose, and Gary Shaw, just for a second, had a little bit of a sniff of possession, but all works out okay from a Drogheda perspective. Back to David Odumosu, and it's over here to a great ball over to Conor Kane, a lovely header into Mark Doyle, and it's back to Derek Prendergast. Kane comes short again. Drogheda just saying, keep it, keep passing it. As you can probably hear, one of the benefits, I suppose, of not having crowds at the game is you can hear the players, and we've of course seen a few high-profile incidents in the Premier League, Frank Lampard among them, where stuff you wouldn't necessarily hear. But here comes James Brown down the right-hand side, plays it across, nobody there. Just caught them out a little bit there, the way that ball slipped through the Bray defence, but Brown just didn't have any support, and maybe he could have held on to it and turned back inside, but got the ball across into the danger area, just nobody there to finish it off. Here comes Jack Chute again. James Brown is now back. He's making up some ground down that right-hand side. Himself and Conor Kane, as always, steaming up and down the flanks all day long. And, key members of this Drogheda United 11 from an attacking perspective as much as defence at this stage. And it's James Brown again, lays it back to Jack Chute. And he looks up, assesses his options, and Chris Lyons again comes short for it, as he often does. And thought he might get a free kick there. Referee says play away. The ball was well won by Dylan Barnett. And it's laid back. And over it comes here to Killian Cantwell. Has a look up, calls for somebody to come close to him, and then plays it over here to his right back, John Ross Wilson. Up the line to Joe Doyle. Nicely done from him. Skips away, plays the ball in to Sean McAvoy, who was breaking forward. It's over here to Luka Lovic on this near side. And he misread. Bit of a mix up there, cross wires between himself and John Ross Wilson, and Richie O'Farrell come away with it, but his ball into the centre circle finds a green and white shirt, and here comes Callum Thompson. Bray Wanderers just getting a little bit of a foothold in the game in the last few minutes without creating any chances, mind you. Paul Keegan plays the ball to his left, looks for it back, gets it again. Distinctive bald head like myself in the middle of the pitch there. And Killian Cantwell plays it across to Dylan Barnett again, and it's over on that far side, over in the sunshine, and Callum Thompson comes short from possession, doesn't get it. It's knocked back towards Dylan Barnett again. He knocks it long, and Conor Kane watches it come past him and has a look up down the line. Comes straight to Paul Keegan again though in midfield, the man who came into the starting lineup for Jack Wilson, the only change from Bray's 2-0 win last week against Longford Town. Drogheda, as I mentioned earlier, on 3 changes in case you've just tuned in. Derek Prendergast, Brandon Birmingham and James Clark come in for Hugh Douglas, Mark Hughes, who was suspended, and Jordan Adiemo. Adiemo was sacrificed last week after that red card, so he's on the bench tonight. He'll be looking to come on and make an impression if he gets the chance. James Brown once again, well, he had won it back, but he just got muscled out of it a little bit there by Callum Thompson. And number 8 for Bray whips it into the box, and it's knocked back. And the shot comes in well. It was a good strike from Sean McAvoy, and it was well saved by David Odumosu. Straight at him really, but just took the sting out of it, watched it to the ground. And with 25 minutes gone, Drogheda United still leading by those 2-0. Mark Doyle and James Clark with a spectacular effort, giving the home side that 2-goal advantage. It's hoofed forward there by Dylan Barnett, straight up into the air. Jack Shute deals with it well, comes back to Paul Keegan, looks to his left, has a little bit of help there from Luka Lovic, and it's again Callum Thompson charging forward down that left hand side. The Bray left, the Drogheda right wins a corner. It was Jack Shute that came across and got a block on it, so it's going to be the first corner of the game for the visitors. And over on that far side, it's going to be Paul Keegan, the captain, to take it. Everybody, from a Bray perspective, inside the Drogheda half. And Keegan whips it in. Odumosu comes for it. It's well headed clear. And comes back out to Sean McAvoy, bearded number 18. And, well, no messing around there from Jack Shute. Gets it out into touch for a throw in to Bray Wanderers. And it's going to be John Ross Wilson to take it. Sean McAvoy lays it back to Killian Cantwell. And he plays it across to Dylan Barnett, number 3, playing centre back, over to the far side. And Bray Wanderers just looking to pick holes in this Drogheda defence, but they're being put under pressure, and once again Drogheda squeeze them back, and you can see them all pushing up very aggressively. As soon as Bray play the ball back into their own half or back towards their centre backs, all the Drogheda players pushing up in a line and trying to squeeze the pitch and close down the space. 26 minutes gone, and it's Drogheda United leading by 2-0. Just a little bit of a lull in play as the players just catch their breath for a moment. Conor Kane once again with the throw in. Lost count of how many throw-ins he's taken down this side in the first half. And quite a few. A little bit of a kick there from Derek Prendergast. There was a little bit of a yelp from Gary Shaw, but the referee says play away, and there's a good interception there from Killian Cantwell. Now it's Callum Thompson. Well, he looked like he was tackled fairly from here, but the referee has given a free kick about, 40 yards from the Drogheda United goal, halfway inside their half. And it looks like Paul Keegan, who was in no great hurry, given the fact they're 2-0 down. You would have thought he might be showing a bit more urgency, but he strolls across, and he's going to take this, it looks like. He's got Dylan Barnett beside him, but you would imagine the midfielder and captain will take it, puts the hands in the air. Little signal, a couple of the players spin away towards the back post. One of them is Gary Shaw, but beats them all, and that's gone out for a goal kick, and Drogheda United will settle for that kind of thing all day long. And we look across down here, really beautiful evening for football. It's such a shame really that supporters aren't back, but as we know, that's beyond everybody's control at this point in time. But a really glorious evening for football, and it's just great to have it back in any shape or form, and I'm certainly well aware of how lucky I am to be here myself as well, commentating tonight. So it's really great to be back at United Park, and great to be able to bring you these pictures and of course audio as well, commentary on LMFM and the live commentary on the YouTube feed on the Drogheda United channel as well. So really great to be here. Well, it's a bit of sloppy play in the Bray defence. Another chance, it's Chrissy Lyons, well saved by Brian Marr. That was really loose play in Bray's defence, and it was James Clark who nipped in, slid it through to Chris Lyons, but he just wasn't able to get to it quick enough and get any real purchase on it as he tried to lift it over the goalkeeper. And it's Bray now looked like a dive to me, but the referee's given a free kick. A little bit dramatic there from Sean McAvoy. He was certainly making sure he got it. Now this is a dangerous position for a free kick for Bray Wanderers. Just about 22 or 23 yards out, and it's going to be, it's number 11 standing over Derek Daly. And well, if Drogheda could just get to half time with this 2-0 win, and a quick hello to Will Clark, who's listening in, enjoying the commentary tonight. Thanks very much, Will. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm assuming you're a Drogheda United fan and that you're enjoying the results so far, the scoreline at least. Not the results yet, still a long way to go. But here's his free kick, and it's going to be Derek Daly with the left foot. It looks like he's got Paul Keegan there as well, but it looks like it'll be Daly going to have a go, and he's going to have a whip at the near post, I would guess. If I had to, David Odumosu showing him a bit of that goal, and it's gone well over the bar. No real pace on that one at all, and Odumosu standing well to the right of his goal as he was looking out, but the Bray number 11 wasn't able to get it up and down over that wall. We did see, of course, anyone that saw the playoff final during the week would have seen the Brentford goalkeeper getting caught out, a la Gary McAllister a number of years ago, just straying off his line a little bit, showed a bit too much of the goal, and Joe Bryan was able to take advantage, but on that occasion for Bray, not able to hit the target, and Drogheda come away with it safely. And it's a good tackle in midfield from Richie O'Farrell. Callum Thompson has come away with it, but O'Farrell wins it back. Very good play from O'Farrell there, great stuff from him. Conor Kane just got away from a little bit, and good closing down there from Joe Doyle. And half an hour gone, 2-0 to Drogheda United. Goals, if you just tuned in, from Mark Doyle, and then a real beauty from James Clark. As I said, reminiscent slightly, you could say, of Gaza at Euro 96 when he lifted it over Colin Hendry. Not quite maybe at the difficulty level of Gascoigne, given that he was on the move as much, but certainly comparable. Lifted it over the defender, dropped it onto his left foot, and smashed it into the corner. And here comes Jack Chute, and he spreads the ball over to the far side. James Brown once again up and down that line like a train over there, as is Conor Kane on this side. And Bray come away with it. Knocked back towards John Ross Wilson, just about keeps it in play, and looks up. Again, he's going to probably look for Gary Shaw, but no, he's gone down the line. Sean McAvoy has once again got Derek Prendergast. Looked like a foul. Well, the referee, on the advice of his linesman, perhaps a little bit fortunate there, Prendergast. He looked like he kind of trod on the ball a little bit, and maybe just a little bit of a helping nudge from Sean McAvoy, but Prendergast breathing a sigh of relief, because had that whistle not gone, Drogheda would have been in a little bit of trouble. As it is, they get the free kick, and David Odumosu has a little wipe of his face. Very warm evening, very still evening for football, but perfect conditions, not a perfect breeze in the air. And it's a good header clear from Killian Cantwell, and the referee's given a free kick. Has a little word with Derek Prendergast, who nods his head in acknowledgement of the foul. And Bray Wanderers now again trying to get something going before half time. Keegan again looking at his options. He's got Dylan Barnett beside him, dinks one over to the far side, and that's well, it was headed back across. I think it was Killian Cantwell who got the head on it, but straight into the hands of David Odumosu. And Drogheda United again come away unscathed from a Bray Wanderers set piece. And here comes Conor Kane down the left hand side. Jack Chute, or rather Richie O'Farrell it is, taking it back off him. Nice little ball into Mark Doyle. Just tried to get a little half turn on, but the ball just slides away from everybody, out for a throw in to Bray. And it's again good closing down from Mark Doyle. 33 minutes gone, 2-0 to the home side. And all going to plan so far for Tim Clancy and his players. As Bray Wanderers once again, Sean McAvoy. He's been one of the more industrious players for Bray in this first half, on the ball a lot. And they may feel a little hard done by to be 2-0 down, but really the second goal, there wasn't a whole lot they could have done about it. The first one, you might say Mark Doyle shouldn't have had that much room in the box, but he won't be complaining about that. He'll take those chances all day long, and in fact had a similar chance a few moments after that, but just wasn't quite able to get it out of his feet and get the shot away. But 2-0 to Drogheda, a very satisfactory position to be in at this stage of the game. Here come Bray Wanderers, all down the line from John Ross Wilson. Wasn't good enough for Joe Doyle to get onto, but they've won it back on the edge of the box, and the shot coming in comes off Derek Prendergast back and goes out for a corner kick to Bray Wanderers. And I'm not sure if he picked up the industrial sort of language over on the far side from one of the Drogheda management team. Clear the ball was the shout. I did leave out a word there, but I'm sure you can figure that one out for yourselves. And not happy at all with the clearance that came there. It was a little bit short, and it allowed Sean McAvoy to get a shot in, and it was well blocked by Derek Prendergast. Here comes the corner from Bray Wanderers, right into the heart of the 6-yard box, goes over everybody. Nervous moment for a minute there for Drogheda. And with 34 minutes gone, just about 10 minutes to go to the break, it's 2-0 to the home side, and a couple of little scares, but nothing too much to worry about for them so far. But as we know, it doesn't take very long for the ball to hit the net, and certainly Bray have found that out to their cost tonight. It didn't look to be a whole lot going on early in the game in terms of chances, but the first chance Drogheda got, Mark Doyle stuck it away, and Bray will be hoping to snaffle a chance before the break and maybe get one back before they go into the changing rooms, or wherever they are changing at the moment. Of course, things have all very different, and I know Drogheda are changing in the upstairs function room essentially, so I'm not quite sure where Bray are, but when they go into the clubhouse at half time, they'll be hoping to have pulled one back, but at this moment in time they haven't managed to do it, and it's going to be another free kick. They've just had a little spell of domination, Bray, the last 5-10 minutes or so, and had a lot of set pieces and free kicks around the Drogheda box, so starting to build a little bit of momentum, but so far haven't managed to get that all-important goal. Here comes Dylan Barnett. You would imagine he's going to whip this one into the far post. That's what he does. Adamosu comes out, punches it well, and perhaps could have caught it, but judiciously decided to use his fists and gets it out for a throw-in over on that far side of the field, and it's going to be taken by Derek Daly. He has a look up and looks a little bit exasperated by the lack of options, but he gets it off in the end, and it's Murray Colin Thompson with the ball. He's been well harried there by Brandon Birmingham and won it back momentarily, but Bray still get the ball into the box, well cleared by the Drogheda defence. Paul Keegan knocks it back in towards the edge of the box. Out comes Jack Chute. Well, went for it with his own man. I think it was Richie O'Farrell there who looked a little bit dazed, but he looks like he's okay. He's just holding his forward a little bit there, dabbing it. Don't think he's cut, but Jack Chute came in strongly behind him and took control of the situation. Now we've got a throw in for Bray down in this right hand corner, and it's with about 9 minutes to go to the break, plus whatever time the referee adds on. Haven't been too many stoppages aside from that Jake Hyland injury. Drogheda managed to scoop it away there. James Brown just flicking it on, helping it on its way as the cross came in, and Brandon Birmingham now striding forward down that far side of the field into James Clark. Spins away from the defender, looks up, just got caught in possession there by Sean McAvoy. Didn't really have any options, but here comes Chris Lyons. He's won it back on the edge of the box, going across the 18-yard line, and now has committed a foul. No malice in it, I don't think, from Lyons. He just went in a slight bit late on John Ross Wilson, and there was again the fact that there's nobody in the ground. You can hear every shout and roar from a player when they get injured, but John Ross Wilson, in fairness to him, didn't make a meal of it, got straight up, and he's okay. Referee doesn't take out the card, and he's refereed the game well so far, I must say. Alan Carey hasn't been overly fussy, and Bray Wanderers coming out with the ball once again, and it's Killian Cantwell. He was looking to knock it long from one, but held on to it. Now he goes long up towards Gary Shaw, and the former Rovers man turns, hits it, didn't quite connect, and Derek Prendergast is having a word with Mark Doyle. He's not too happy with the lack of pressure applied, I think, on Killian Cantwell there, and allowing him to find his man. And that's something that Mark Doyle, in fairness to him, has done quite well in this first half. He's blocked down several clearances, but I think Derek Prendergast was asking him to do a little bit more there, because Killian Cantwell probably covered about 25 yards there coming out with the ball, nobody putting him under pressure, and then he was able to knock that ball into Gary Shaw, who got the shot away but wasn't able to find the target. Now here come Bray Wanderers once again. John Ross Wilson gets away from Mark Doyle, manages to get his cross in. It's gone beyond Jack Chute. Gary Shaw around the back, manages to keep it in, lays it back. Colin Thompson whips it in, and it's gone beyond everybody once again. A poor ball really, and it's gone out for a throw in right down in the corner here. If that was a kick to touch in rugby, it'd be a pretty good one, because it's Drogheda penned in right in their own corner. Conor Kane again is going to probably look to try and get Mark Doyle's flick on it. They won't be messing around with this one, and it is indeed Doyle, but again he gets the flick on under no great pressure. Quite surprising really that Bray wasn't trying to keep the ball in there. Chrissy Lyons has a little bit of a collision in the centre of the pitch, but the referee says play on. It was Killian Cantwell that he got tangled up with, but I don't think there was anything in it. And now there's a player down, it's Gary Shaw, and he's just going to take a little bit of a breather, and Referee. Just trying to have a quick listen to what he's saying. He's calling somebody over to him. And it's Chrissy Lyons and Killian Cantwell, as I mentioned a few moments ago, who were involved. And I'm just looking at the linesman here because two of the Bray players below me were having themselves to a bottle of water, and one player threw it to the other, and the linesman wasn't too impressed by it. Not sure if that's a breach of the protocols or what, but he had a quick word with them, but it was Joe Doyle and John Ross Wilson, but nothing more coming of it. He had a quick little word there, as I said, with Chrissy Lyons and Killian Cantwell. Again, though, in fairness to the referee, not really making a big thing. They called them over, told them to cop themselves on, really, is what it seemed like. No cards shown. And sensible stuff there from Alan Carey. As I said, he's had a good evening so far. David Odumosu. He knocks it long in the direction of Mark Doyle, and it's headed clear by Killian Cantwell. It's come back to Doyle, though, and again, he's gotten around two Bray defenders, just swung his leg at it, but well intercepted there by Dylan Barnett. But he's given it away straight away again. It's poor from Bray in defence. Chris Lyons has a shot. Wasn't able to get it through the sea of bodies there from the men from Wicklow, and it's a free kick now for Bray Wanderers. And Killian Cantwell again, just a little bit chippy when he was getting up there, kind of bumped into Mark Doyle. Doyle didn't like it. The referee has gone in and told him to calm down a small bit. Again, though, no card shown. And it's going to be a free kick to the visitors with 41 minutes gone. 2-0 to Drogheda United if you just tuned in. And goals from Mark Doyle and James Clark. Real peach from James Clark, that second goal, giving the home side a relatively comfortable cushion at this moment in time as we approach the half-time break. That's Dylan Barnett over there, chasing it down, and it's gone out for a throw-in to Bray Wanderers. Back to Barnett, has a look up, knocks it up towards Gary Shaw, but intercepted easily by Jake Hyland. It's come back again to Hyland, knocks it towards Chris Lyons, manages to get away from his man, but good covering there from Killian Cantwell. He's had a good first half, in spite of being on the wrong end of a 2-0 scoreline at this point in time. And here comes, that was a high challenge there. That's certainly going to be a booking, I would say, and it could be, well, you could see red cards given for those. He looked like he went in quite high there, Killian Cantwell. He's just been a little bit tetchy the last 5 minutes or so since he gotten involved with Chris Lyons, and he went into that challenge with his foot. Looked to be quite high from here. You need to see a replay of it, I guess, but didn't look to be a great tackle. The referee shows him the yellow card, and that's the first booking of the game, and it's gone to the Bray Wanderers number 4, who I just said has had a pretty decent first half, but himself and Chris Lyons are in conversation now inside the box, and I don't think they're exchanging pleasantries. But Chris Lyons, of course, postman down in Bray, and maybe he'll be delivering a few letters to Killian Cantwell in the next week or so. Here comes Jake Hyland with the free kick, whips it in to penalty spot, and it's well punched clear by Brian Maher, again using the fists. It's a feature of both goalkeepers playing this first half. Have been a little bit averse to catching the ball, just punching it clear. It's the safest bet, I suppose, once you don't misconnect with it. And here come Bray Wanderers again. Callum Thompson over on that far side of the field turns back inside, and it's back again to Killian Cantwell, the man who picked up that yellow card a few moments ago. And it's back again. And it's Bray Wanderers here again with Dylan Barnett. Slips it inside and back to him again. 44 minutes gone into the last minute of this first half of United Park, and it's knocked down towards Gary Shaw, headed clear by Jack Chute, and it's dropped in the edge of the box. This would be a real sickener of a time for Drogheda to concede. Bray could get one back before the break. Knocked in by Wilson, and it's into the hands of Odumosu, who gratefully collapses to the ground, clutches it to his chest, and he will be in no great hurry to get things restarted, and that should see Drogheda through to half-time with that 2-0 lead intact. David Sheehan here for LMFM and the Drogheda United Facebook, or rather YouTube feed. If you've just tuned in, you're very welcome along. All going to plan so far for Drogheda United as Mark Doyle wins a throw-in. As we approach the half-time whistle, Doyle and Conor Kane are over there. And there's going to be a substitution for Bray Wanderers. Now, I can only imagine, well, actually I can't imagine why they couldn't have waited until half-time. But it's Gary Shaw, and he looks like he's carrying a knock, but I would have thought they would have waited until the half-time break to get him in and see was he okay, but maybe it's a serious knock. It must be if he's going off at this point in time, because we are just on 45 minutes now, and it's going to be Ryan Graydon who's coming on, I think. And Gary Shaw then, his evening cut short. The man who's top scorer for Bray Wanderers with 3 goals this season, so his goose is cooked. Off he goes, and he's gone straight for the changing room, I think. And as I say, it must have been a pretty bad knock if he didn't want to wait until the half-time whistle to get in and have a look at it. And here come Bray Wanderers out of defence. Good tackling there from Paul Keegan, putting the pressure on James Clark. Here's Brandon Birmingham now, scoops the ball down towards James Brown, and it's knocked back. James Clark does well to reach it, and it's rather pinged that Brandon Birmingham couldn't control it. And it's come back now to the Bray left back, knocked down the line, and of course comes Jack Shute. He's been good in this first half as well, Jack Shute. And it's been a relatively impressive first half performance from Drogheda. Those 2 goals giving them a nice cushion, but they've dealt pretty well with any Bray pressure in the first half. And let's just have a quick check of the other scores in the games that are going on at the moment. As I said a little bit earlier on, Bohemians beat Dundalk by 2 goals to 1. It's half time, or rather the first half between St Pat's and Finn Harp, still 1-0 to St Pat's. And free kick taken by Jake Hyland. And there goes the half-time whistle. So a very satisfactory first half for Drogheda United. Goals from Mark Doyle and James Clark with a lovely goal, both inside the first 15 minutes, giving them a really good start, the perfect start really to the restart back at United Park. Of course, they had that game last week against Rovers, but this is the first game back at home since the restart, and a perfect start for them really. Drogheda United leading by 2 goals to 0 at the break. Just very quickly before we take leave of you for a few moments, give you the scores in the other games that are going on at the moment. It's now 2-0 to St Pat's in that game against Finn Harps, and in the first division it's Drogheda 2, Bray 0 as we know. UCD 2, Shamrock Rovers 0, Shamrock Rovers 2-0 rather, and Wexford still 0-0 against Cabinteely. And incidentally, in the Champions League, if you're interested in that, it's Manchester City 1, Real Madrid 1, and Juventus 0, Olympique Lyonnais 1. So that's all that's going on in the world of football at this moment in time. But most importantly, from a Drogheda United point of view, they lead here at United Park by 2 goals to 0. Goals in the first 15 minutes from Mark Doyle, and then that lovely finish, little lift over the defender and smacked with his left foot from James Clark, giving Tim Clancy's side a perfect first half, leading by 2 goals to 0. Not really a whole lot to worry about from a Bray perspective. A few half chances in that first half, but really Drogheda dealt fairly comfortably with the threat, and they'll be delighted, of course, now. Unfortunate for Bray that Gary Shaw's gone off, but that's a really positive thing for Drogheda United, given that he's top scorer for the Seagulls this season so far with 3 goals. So his threat has been removed from the game, and Bray will face up with Ryan Graydon in attack in the second half when they come back out. So that's the story here from United Park. Go and get yourselves a cup of tea. It's 2-0 to Drogheda United at half time.
minutes only. 11 minutes only.
And you're very welcome back to United Park for the second half of this SSE Airtricity League First Division game between Drogheda United and Bray Wanderers. Drogheda leading by 2-0 if you just tuned in, and 2 fine goals as well. They were in the first half. Mark Doyle, and then a lovely goal from James Clark. The second one giving them a 2-0 lead. One change at half time incidentally for Drogheda United. Sean Brennan, the vastly experienced centre midfielder, is on for Jake Hyland. Again, Hyland possibly had a bit of an injury. He got a knock in the first half and went off for a little bit of treatment, and he hasn't come back out for the second half. So one change apiece then, with Gary Shaw going off just before the break. And here come Bray Wanderers looking to get back into it straight away. And then it started this second half. Callum Thompson challenged well there by James Brown. And I know we've got some Trabzonspor supporters listening in tonight as well, and congratulations on your cup win. You must be delighted with yourselves. And hello to everybody tuning in all around the world. David Sheen here with you on commentary, both on the LMFM website feed and also on the Drogheda United YouTube channel, and some really positive comments at half-time. Everything seems to be going very well, and we're delighted to be here bringing you these pictures from United Park. We realise how lucky we are to be here, and given the fact that the games are being played behind closed doors, of course, essentially. So great to be here, and great to be bringing you these pictures and this commentary on the game. Corner to Drogheda United, so a positive start from them. Chrissy Lyons doing the hard running as usual and winning a corner off the Bray defender, and it's going to be James Clark, the man who got that spectacular second goal, coming across to take it. And he's got a little bit of help from Sean Brennan. Well, in fact, Sean Brennan's going over to take it now, a man who's well used to dead balls. It's going to be Brennan with that right foot of his, and he whips it in underneath, well, right under the, almost under the crossbar, but the referee's seen a foul and he's given a free out. Quick reminder as well that the Drogheda United Club shop in Scotch Hall is open at 2 p.m. tomorrow with 50% off all stock, so do get yourself down there if you're in need of any Drogheda United teamwear. As I said, they're back to their more familiar colours this season, and it's a really nice strip they've got this year. Over comes this way towards Derek Daly, and he's got a bit of company in the shape of Brandon Birmingham, and away comes James Brown with it and knocks it back towards Jack Chute. He looks up, knocks it long, but it's over the head of Chrissy Lyons, and it's easily dealt with by Dylan Barnett. And now it's Luka Lovic who has played it back, and it's over to John Ross Wilson. Plays the ball down the line to the man who came on just before half-time, Ryan Graydon. And Gary Shaw was who went off. And I must issue a little apology to Will Clark. I think I called him a Drogheda United fan in the first half. I assumed he was. I have since learned he's the Bray man, so apologies, Will, but we do hope you're enjoying the commentary. And it's cleared well. It's a bit of a lob wedge there from Jack Chute, straight up into the air, ball spinning ferociously. They got really underneath it, but they get away with a Drogheda, and it's hoofed clear by James Brown, and it's come back into centre midfield. And it's over here to Brandon Birmingham. Inside to James Clark, back to Richie O'Farrell. Some nice little neat triangles being played by Drogheda. Sean Brennan dinks one well. He scooped it up in the air, but it's worked out well, and Brandon Birmingham takes it down well too. And he looks for a little bit of support. He gets it in the shape of Richie O'Farrell. Left foot, rolls it into Chrissy Lyons, knocks it back. James Clark, lovely play from Drogheda. Here's Lyons again. Tries to get it through to Mark Doyle, who possibly crept into an offside position, but it didn't matter. It was cut out. Sean Brennan wins it back. Nice pacey start to the second half into James Clark, just on the corner of the box, plays it across, and Mark Doyle almost got onto it. I don't think it was intended for the man who got the first goal, but it almost came to him. And here comes Joe Doyle, no support. I thought for a second he might take that shot on, because David Odumosu was well off his line for a moment and had sat up. I thought he might have a bit of a swing at it, but he decided to hold on to possession and wait for a little bit of support. And well, over on the far side, Ryan Graydon has been adjudged to have fouled Connor Kane, and Drogheda can breathe a sigh of relief. 4 minutes gone in the second half, 2-0 to the home side, as the floodlights here, the new ones, of course, we did have an issue with the floodlights at the start of the season a couple of years ago, and everyone remembers that, but the new ones here all turned on and looking well. We won't need them just at the minute, but maybe by the time the game is drawing to a close we'll need them on. Lovely evening here, as I said, in the first half, glorious sunshine, and the sun has kind of crept over now, or rather the shade has crept over. Half of the pitch in the first half was covered in sunshine, but it's mostly gone, apart from one little spot on the far side, but it's been a perfect evening for football and a perfect evening so far for Drogheda United, leading 2-0 early stages in this second half. Bray half cleared it, but it's come back again to Dylan Barnett, and he's got a little bit of help, and it's knocked down the line up towards Joe Doyle. Tried to get a little bit of support outside him from Ryan Graydon, who's operating more wide than Gary Shaw was. Shaw was obviously operating through the centre, but Graydon, since he's come on, has been over on that right-hand flank, the Drogheda left, and it's going to be Conor Kane with the throw-in once again. Looking around for a little bit of support. Chris Lyons comes short, manages to knock it back to Kane as he was falling. He did well there, Lyons. And then Kane's ball through. Lyons had come short for the throw-in rather, and of course wasn't able to split himself in two to get up into the front position for the ball through, so rolled all the way through to Brian Marr. Now, here's Derek Daly, plays it across to Paul Keegan, captain in central midfield. Luka Lovich plays it across to John Ross Wilson, and his ball just a little bit too hot for Ryan Graydon to handle. And that's going to be a throw in once again. Conor Kane with it, takes it to James Clark, and just sold him a little bit short, Clark, and Paul Keegan was able to charge it down, and he's closed down a bit further on then, and it's going to be a throw in to Drogheda United. Once again Conor Kane with it, knocks it long, and looking for Mark Doyle's flick on, but Doyle wasn't able to get onto that one, and again Paul Keegan harrying the Drogheda players, and it's up towards Chris Lyons, but headed clear by Killian Cantwell, the man who was involved in that little altercation with Lyons in the first half, and then picked himself up a booking just before the half-time break for a slightly robust challenge. And but that's been the only booking of the game so far. And it's going to be Conor Kane with a throw-in down the line. And it's going to be another throw-in. They've edged a few yards further forward there, Drogheda United, and Tim Clancy scoops the ball up into the hands of his left back, Conor Kane, number 3 on his back, familiar sight now at United Park. He's been here a number of years and a very important player for them. Good blocking down by Chrissy Lyons there, and it's come all the way up to Joe Doyle again. Bray Wanderers desperately trying to get back into this game. They haven't really created a significant chance so far. They've had a lot of pressure and a lot of set pieces, but they haven't really tested David Odumosu yet, bar a couple of relatively straightforward saves for the Drogheda goalkeeper. Here's Sean McAvoy, and it's come all the way through well. It was a good tackle on the edge box, but it's come back to McAvoy, and he's found the bottom corner, would you believe it? Just as I was saying they had in trouble David Odumosu, Sean McAvoy slides one into the bottom corner, and Drogheda, with 7 minutes gone in the second half, have had their lead cut in half. Really out of nowhere there that one came from, and just like in the first half with Mark Doyle, it only takes a second, a little lapse in concentration, and that's what can happen. So Drogheda now just with a 1-goal lead, and that will certainly wake them up a little bit. Not that they've been taking their foot off the pedal or anything like it, but it's certainly refocused their minds. And once again it's Chris Lyons and Killian Cantwell. Lyons charging into the back of Cantwell, and those two have been, I won't quite call it a running battle, but they've certainly been giving each other a lot of attention in the last last 20 minutes or so, if you include the back end of the first half and the start of this. But Cantwell's okay, he's up, and he's in possession as Bray go direct again up towards Joe Doyle. So Sean McAvoy with the goal that gets Bray right back into this game, and well, it'll be interesting to see how Drogheda United react to this now, because it's that 1-goal lead where obviously you're still ahead, but you want to press on and get a third, or you hold on to what you have. It's that kind of psychological battle that you have, but still with a long time to go in this game, just 8 minutes gone in the second half, 9 minutes gone rather now. Drogheda will certainly look to be pushing on and try and get that third goal to give themselves a little bit of breathing space once again. Paul Keegan knocks the ball down the line. A little bit of dew on the ball now. It's starting to skid along the surface a little more than it was in the first half. Sean Brennan well up to win the header. Keegan up again, and referee's given a free kick against James Clark, which seemed a little on the harsh side, but very keen to get it going again. But straight away Keegan gives the ball away. Jack Shute intercepts it. Conor Kane James Brown manages to hack it forward, and the ball landing, as you can hear I'm sure, on the roof of the gantry here. And it's making its way very slowly down the corrugated roof to my right and pops itself back down onto the side of the pitch. So a throw in to Bray Wanderers to be taken, or rather to Drogheda I should say, of course. It was Bray that cleared it away. It's James Brown looking up and finds James Clark. It's deflected off Paul Keegan and breaks back for Luka Lovic, and Jack Shute not messing around with it there, and well, Derek Daly got quite fortunate. The ball spun off his boot, found its way to Killian Cantwell. Here come Bray again down the right hand side in the direction of Ryan Graydon, but ball eludes him and it's gone out for a throw in to Drogheda United. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Drogheda United 2, Bray Wanderers 1. So Drogheda United had that 2-goal lead at half time, but they have seen that lead cut in two by that goal from Sean McAvoy. So a little more precarious for them now than it was a short time ago. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to David Sheehan on commentary here on the LMFM website and also on the Drogheda United YouTube channel. We do hope you're enjoying our coverage here tonight. As Drogheda United go in search of that third goal, and it's good play from Mark Doyle. Wins himself a corner. And I can tell you the latest scores. As I said a little bit earlier, Dundalk beaten at Dalymount Park by Bohemians by 2-1. It's 2-0 to Pats against Finn Harps. 2-1 here to Drogheda against Bray in the first division. Now it's 3-1 to UCD against Shamrock Rovers 2. Still 0-0 between Wexford and Cabinteely. Corner to Drogheda United. Sean Brennan to take it. 2-1 to the home side. 11 minutes gone in the second half. Mark Doyle makes a little saunter towards the near post, and Brennan, well, he's laid it back in the direction of Conor Kane, but a really, really poor ball. And now here comes Bray, and Drogheda are stretched big time here because they'd everybody forward for the corner, and it's come to Derek Daly. Great chance for him, and it's cleared. Well, I don't think it was going in, but essentially cleared off the line as the ball was making its way across. And I really struggled to understand why Sean Brennan tried to play that ball back to Conor Kane and really underhit it. And Drogheda really escaping there, because that was a great chance, and I would have fancied Derek Daly to dink it over David Odumosu, but he just couldn't quite get enough purchase on it. And Drogheda breathes a sigh of relief, and a big one at that. But here's the corner. They'll need to focus on their defending again here. Odumosu comes out for it, gets to it, but it's come back again, and it's only the same man again who had the chance. And a good save. It was Derek Daly, and I think that would have gone in had Odumosu not got a fingertip to it. It's gone over the bar via the goalkeeper's hand, and it's going to be a corner over on the far side of the field now to Bray Wanderers, and it's going to be Dylan Barnett to take it. So Drogheda leading a little bit of a charmed life in these last few moments. And once again, the referee is blowing his whistle, and he's having a quick word with Derek Prendergast, and once again it's Killian Cantwell. He's been involved in quite a few incidents in the last 15-20 minutes or so. But again, and he's picked up a booking, of course, in the first half, so he'll just want to be careful. He doesn't get himself involved in anything silly and get a second yellow. Anyway, here comes the corner for Bray. Nice one in, and Odumosu goes up for it. Just got a little bit of a dunt as he went up in the air, but he got a fist to it, and it's gone out for a throw in to Bray Wanderers. And all the way over to take it comes the man who took the corner, Dylan Barnett. So he's at the track from one side of the pitch to the other, and he's winding up. It looks like he's holding the ball in one hand. Looks like he's going to try and get a bit of distance on this one. A little loopy run up, and didn't really get a hold of it. It looked like it might have slipped out of his hand slightly as he was throwing it. Didn't get any power on it at all. And it's cleared momentarily, but Bray knocked it back into the box, and it's come back towards Callum Thompson here. Back again to Dylan Barnett, the man who had that throw in a few moments ago. Gets it in around the penalty spot, not clear. Comes back to Paul Keegan. He's well closed down by Richie O'Farrell and Mark Doyle, and then it looked like half a shot there, but it's come again to Killian Cantwell. Well, it looked like I think it was John Ross Wilson struck a ball, and he looked like he was having a go. He was about 40 yards out, but the ball came to Killian Cantwell, and he scooped it over the bar. So Drogheda survived what was a scary few moments for them. It all began with that short corner that Sean Brennan took and left Conor Kane in an awful position, and Drogheda lucky enough to escape without conceding the equaliser there. But in any case, with 15 minutes gone in the second half, it's still 2-1 to Drogheda United. Goals in the first half, if you just tuned in, from Mark Doyle, and then a peach of a goal from James Clark sent them in 2-0 up at the break, but then a goal early in the second half from Sean McAvoy cutting the deficit for the travelling side. Throw in to Drogheda United. James Brown has the ball in his hands. Again, looks down the line towards Chris Lyons. He comes across. He's had a little bit of a battle there with Derek Daly. And now it's Brandon Birmingham. Wins a free kick. And Callum Thompson not too impressed with the referee on that one, but the man with the whistle decided that it was a foul. And it's going to be a free kick to Drogheda United. Odumosu comes out to take it. And a few of the Bray players not too happy with how long he was taking, but that's understandable, I suppose, given that they're leading 2-1. There won't be in any massive hurry, and it's going to be Jack Chew challenging for it there with Joe Doyle, and Derek Prendergast on the half volley fires it up towards Mark Doyle. And now it's a free kick to Bray Wanderers. Chrissy Lyons with a foul on Dylan Burnett. He looks like he's in a little bit of pain. The Bray centre back. And he's got his hands to his head. Physio hasn't come on just yet, and I think he's going to be okay. And it's going to be a free kick to Bray Wanderers. Brian Marr to take it. And again, they've pushed up quite far. There's like 3 men up on the front line at the moment for Bray, but quite why they didn't knock it long, I'm not sure. And now they've just put it out of play unnecessarily. They're really sloppy stuff again from Bray. Brian Marr there ended up kicking it into touch. So from a position where Drogheda should have been defending a long ball into their own box possibly, they find themselves with a throw in halfway inside the Bray Wanderers half, and they'll take that all day long. Here comes Conor Kane. He has a look around. Richie O'Farrell makes a little run from him, and James Clark there as well, but he throws it in towards Chris Lyons. Gets a nice little flick to Richie O'Farrell. Back to Lyons. Good defending there from Derek Daly. Just sniffed the danger out and got it away. And it's going to be Conor Kane once again. 16 minutes gone in the second half. 2-1 to the home side. Conor Kane looking short again. James Clark is beside him. Comes back to Sean Brennan instead. He flicks one over with the outside of his right boot. Comes to Chris Lyons. Will he have a go? He was looking like he was winding up. Instead he plays it outside to Brandon Birmingham, and that's going to be a corner for Drogheda United. So again, this all came from poor Bray play, where the goalkeeper put the ball into touch when really he could have just before that with the free kick knocked it long, but Drogheda getting a corner kick. Sean Brennan takes it with his right foot, a bit of an outswinger, and Jack Chew almost got on the end of it, but as it is, it's Callum Thompson who has possession, and Paul Keegan, hardy looking campaigner in the midfield there, and wearing the captain's armband, came back into the side tonight, as I said, with Jack Watson dropping down to the bench. Here comes Sean Brennan though, gets it back from Chris Lyons. Just a little bit too much for Brennan to do there to get back on the end of that one. His legs just wouldn't carry him, but it's come back across the lines again from Brennan's pass. He has a go, and it's gone over the bar. Just wouldn't sit down from quite enough, Chris Lyons, but good bit of play from Sean Brennan, charging through the midfield, and it was over the bar in the end. Will Clark has been called worse. I'm sure you have, Will, haven't we all? But glad that you're all enjoying the commentary tonight. David Sheen here for LMFM and for the Drogheda United YouTube feed. And I suppose if one, as I say, one positive has come out of the whole COVID situation is the fact that clubs are now able to show their games, and the likes of this service a real huge boost for supporters to be able to watch on, especially when results are going their way, and they are going Drogheda's way just at this moment in time. 2-1 up, but as we said, that goal from Bray just after the restart will be a bit of a wake-up call for the Drogheda men, and they'll be looking to try and maybe get that third goal to give themselves a little bit more breathing space. But as it stands, they're 2-1 up, they're in possession, and the referee's giving a free kick there. A little bit of a shove in the back from Sean McAvoy. He pleads his innocence, as is his want, but no doubt really there was a foul there. And if Sean Brennan standing over it, as I mentioned, Sean Brennan came on at half time for captain Jake Hyland, who had gone off for a little bit of treatment in the first half and was maybe still feeling the effects of a collision. We're going to have another substitution now, and it's going to be James Clark who makes way, and we'll see in a moment who's coming on. So James Clark, after getting that really special second goal, takes his leave, and he can be pretty happy with his night's work. I'm sure that goal will be replayed, and it'll be up on the highlights package after the game as well. Another one to add to the list of good strikes to see from Drogheda. And it's Ryan O'Shea who's come on, incidentally, number 25 on his back. So Ryan O'Shea on for James Clark, with now 20 minutes gone in the second half. So 25 minutes to go. Bray Wanderers still looking for that equaliser. 2-1 down there. Brandon Birmingham, who got that screamer last week against Shamrock Rovers 2, just dispossessed, and Sean Brennan losing out to his opposite number, Callum Thompson. His ball across just goes beyond the sliding figure of Luka Lovic, just lost his footing at the crucial time, and now here comes Drogheda United. Mark Doyle, he's got support outside him in the shape of the man who just came on, Ryan O'Shea. He'll have plenty of running ahead of him, I suspect, and fresh legs will be a big boost to Drogheda down that side. Mark Doyle had him for support there, but it's gone out for a throw in to Drogheda United, halfway inside, or well, just in line with the edge of the box really, a little bit more than halfway inside the Bray Wanderers half, and it's been cleared again. It's going to be another throw in to Drogheda United. Conor Kane over on that far side of the field, down in the corner in front of the clubhouse. And it's Richie O'Farrell who gets it, knocks it back to him. Kane had to be nippy there to get in ahead of the Bray defender, and he did so. Mark Doyle has it now on the edge of the box, gets it back again. It's Ryan O'Shea, it's a good ball in, and well, it just went over Chris Lyons. And behind him, waiting to hit it, was Brandon Birmingham, but good defending from, I think it was Derek Daly, who got his head to it and put it out for a corner kick once again to Drogheda United, which Sean Brennan has gone across to take. Drogheda number 8, vastly experienced campaigner, of course, now, many years here with his hometown club, and he puts the hand up, swings it in, or drives it in really. Hit that with the laces, I guess you could say. It wasn't really an outswinger as such, even though he was hitting it with his right foot from the right hand side. Just kind of drove it in, low enough trajectory on it, and if anyone had gotten their head in it, there would have been plenty of power on the cross to deflect towards the goal. But as it was, Bray scrambled it clear, and now they have a throw in over in front of the floodlight pylon in front of the clubhouse. Down the line it goes, and it's the man who came on a little bit earlier, Ryan Graydon. He flicks it on, and it's gone out for throw in to Drogheda once again. Conor Kane, familiar sight with the ball in his hands all afternoon or all evening, and again he looks down the line towards Ryan O'Shea. Looked like he gave his man a little bit of a push in the back, and that's exactly what John Ross Wilson is complaining about to the referee, but the ref's having none of it. Puts his hand up for the throw in, and it will be Conor Kane to take it. 22 minutes gone in the second half, and it's 2-1 to Drogheda United. Chris Lyons gets it just inside the box, so Killian Cantwell will have to be careful he doesn't lay a hand on him. It's played back to Conor Kane once again. This time he's had to go back, and he's played it back inside his own half to Jack Chute. He looks up, plays a long diagonal ball over towards Brandon Birmingham. It's a decent ball as well from Chute, and Birmingham looked like he was pushed in the back there by the referee, and that was just enough to force them to run the ball out, and the referee says goal kick, so no free kick there for the Deleek man. And here come Bray Wanderers once again. Killian Cantwell beckons for someone to come close to him, then knocks it long up to Joe Doyle, playing through the centre now since Gary Shaw's departure. Shaw, just to remind you, went off almost on the half-time whistle, and must have been a serious enough injury because, of course, in normal circumstances you would wait until you got to half-time, get him into the dressing room and see how he was, but clearly he couldn't play on. He went off on around the 46th minute, just before the half-time whistle went, and Ryan Graydon rather came on for him. Keegan spins on it and hooks it down the field. Derek Prendergast chasing backwards back to Odumosu, and he mishit it, but it came straight to Derek Prendergast, fortunately, from a Drogheda point of view. Richie O'Farrell out to Conor Kane, who's charging forward down this left-hand side to Drogheda left. Lays it outside to Ryan O'Shea, the man who came on a few moments ago. He's looked nippy since he come on, and he wins himself a corner. He's certainly added a little bit of fresh impetus to the Drogheda attacks, Ryan O'Shea. And with just about 25 minutes gone in the second half, it's still Drogheda holding on to that 1-goal lead, 2-1. They had been 2-0 up at the break, and then that goal just at the start of the second half from Sean McAvoy got Bray back into it. But since then, Drogheda have settled things down a little bit, and at this corner, well, they would have liked to have gotten ahead on that one, but it was well claimed by Brian Maher, which he actually caught it tonight, or on that occasion, which is a rare one, because most of the action that the goalkeepers have been involved in tonight has seen them punch it, but Maher this time decided to catch it clean, and Bray tried to get something going, but a loose enough ball, and it's gone out for a throw in to Drogheda United on this near side, and it's knocked along again by Jack Shute. Chrissy Lyons, as always, up for the challenge of trying to win it, but on that occasion, Dylan Barnett got the better of him, and it's over on that far side once again with Ryan Graydon. Lays it back, and it's knocked down the line again. A good ball. Here's the goal scorer, Sean McAvoy. He's hurdled a couple of challenges, gotten past Eric Prendergast, played it into the box, and it was I think it was Richie O'Farrell who was back there in his own 6-yard box getting it clear, and James Brown then gets ahead in it, and Drogheda United just need to be on their mettle here, because one little slip or one little lapse in concentration and it could be 2 points lost, but as it is, they're still holding on with that 2-1 lead and just trying to get the ball in a little bit of control here. Good ball into centre midfield to Mark Doyle, well back from his more attacking position. Chrissy Lyons is there for a bit of support, gets it back to Doyle again, looks to take on Sean McAvoy, gets past him and past the second player, but overran it just a little, and Bray were able to get it clear. Now here's Doyle on the edge of the box, Callum Thompson for Bray, but it's gone beyond him, and it's going to be a throw in to Drogheda United and to James Brown. 26 minutes gone, 2-1 to Drogheda United, and still plenty of time left for either side, for Bray to get an equaliser, for Drogheda to get a third. And here they come. Well, it's knocked down through the middle, but it's come all the way through to Brian Maher, and he plays it out to Killian Cantwell, and it's knocked long into the box. Sean McAvoy, or just outside the box, Sean McAvoy tried to get a flick on it, got the better of him, and it's come out to this near side, and it's still Derek Daly plays the ball down the line to Callum Thompson, back to Daly again, played into the box, but he didn't really get any elevation on that, and Jack Shute was again first to it and got it away. He wasn't hanging around either, Jack Shute. He wasn't certainly going to take a touch on it, he just wanted to get it out of there, which is the wisest course of action at this point in time, you would say. And we've lost it in midfield again there. Ryan Graydon dispossessed, and Drogheda a little mini break on here. Ryan O'Shea again, a late challenge on Chris Lyons. He's gone down holding his he looked like he was holding his leg, but the referee has said play away. Now he's given a free kick to Bray Wanderers. Tim Clancy and Kevin Doherty really not happy over there on that far side. Yeah, they're not happy at all with Alan Carey, but I think by and large he's had a good game. Maybe they just weren't happy with that challenge on Chris Lyons. I must say I didn't see what happened, but it looked like he just got caught a little bit late. But Tim Clancy not happy about it, but the referee decided there was nothing in it, and it's gone out for a throw in on the far side of the field to Bray Wanderers with 28 minutes gone in the second half, and Drogheda still leading by a goal to nil, so we're not far off the last 15 minutes of the game. And Bray desperately seeking this equaliser. Remember, they sit in third place at the moment, level on points with Drogheda United, and it's Cabinteely on top with 12 points. And here comes Sean. Oh, that was a great strike once again from Sean McAvoy, the man that got the first goal, straight at David Odumosu, but really it's just as well that it was, because if that had been into either corner, he might have been struggling to get across to it. It was a really good hit from McAvoy, looking to rival James Clark for the goal of the game. And still 0-0 incidentally between Wexford and Cabinteely, and that would be a very disappointing result for Cabo, because top of the table on 12 points from 4 games, and they would have expected, even though it's down in Wexford, they would have expected to come away with all 3 points from that one, I would have thought. But as it is, it's 0-0. That'll be a very good result for Drogheda if it stays like that. And of course, if Drogheda can hold on to this 2-1 lead. Here they are on the edge of the box. Mark Doyle back to Richie O'Farrell. He has a half chance of a shot. Played it across. Somehow, I think it was John Ross Wilson that managed to get it clear. It looked like it was going to drop from Mark Doyle. But Wilson just managed to get a foot to it and divert it away. And now it's back with Sean Brennan, and he's knocked it all the way back to his goalkeeper. David Odumosu knocks the ball long. Chrissy Lyons is coming back from an offside position. And wasn't going to get involved in that play, so Bray will come away with it again. Killian Cantwell striding forward and lays it outside him. Knocked into the channel. Paul Keegan is charging forward there. Furthest forward we've seen him in this game. Not somewhere he's accustomed to being. Certainly not tonight anyway, but he was charging forward and inflicted on into a dangerous area just around the penalty spot, but there was nobody up in support. And had there been, again, Drogheda would have been in a little bit of trouble. But they've managed to clear the danger. Odumosu knocks it long. James Brown putting a little bit of pressure on Callum Thompson. And it's gone all the way back to Ryan Barnett. Knocks the ball diagonally up towards Joe Doyle, but it was cleared. And it's Sean Brennan in midfield, hand on his back there, but the referee says play away. Conor Kane now knocks the ball down the line, and again a little bit too much for Chris Lyons to do. Well played there from Brian Mark. Just was on the edge of his box, didn't want to handle it in case he got caught, and headed it up in the air, dropped down to him and cleared it well. Good challenge there, good strong challenge from Conor Kane. Won the ball. Now there's a half chance for Brandon Birmingham, but he just couldn't get in. And the Bray defender stretching to get it away. It was Derek Daly. And a few players now with their hands on their knees, maybe gasping a little bit because, of course, it's only the second game back, and I'm sure they've all been training away, but nothing beats match practice and match fitness, so we might start to find a few sore bodies in the last 15 minutes or so of this game, which we are just into now. 31 minutes gone in the second half. Another change for Bray Wanderers, and it's Paul Keegan who's gone off. And I'll tell you in a moment who's replaced him. And it's James Brown, lays it back. Sean Brennan knocks it in. It's Darrell Lynch who's come on for Bray Wanderers. Knocked on by the goalkeeper very high. And, well, brilliant bit of skill there from Joe Doyle to drag that one down because it was dropping from a height. Managed to kill it and lay it off, but Sean Brennan is back there defending. And lovely little bit of triangular play there from Drogheda, getting it out of danger where they would have often just knocked the ball long, but a little bit of composure and they held on to possession. Brennan again now locks the ball long up towards Brandon Birmingham. Well defended there by number 11, Derek Daly. And it's going to be free kick to Bray. And it's taken short. Sean McAvoy, goal scorer, gets it back. Number 3, Dylan Burnett. Callum Thompson plays the ball out to Killian Cantwell. He started coming forward a lot more in the last 5 minutes or so as Bray looked to turn the screw a little bit and just pen Drogheda in, build a little bit of pressure and maybe hope to force a mistake. Drogheda still leading by 2-1, remember. Those 2 first half goals, early first half goals indeed as well, both inside the first 15 minutes from Mark Doyle and James Clark. And Odumosu, again, as he did at the end of the first half, gratefully collapses to the ground, just using up a couple of seconds here. And Joe Doyle just standing close to Odumosu, trying to put him off, but he drives the ball along. Chris Lyons gets a lovely takedown on his chest there from the Drogheda striker and lays it outside. Conor Kane looked to get a free kick there. I didn't never think he was going to get it. He just got a little hand across his chest, I think, and he hit the deck. Referee says get up. And here's Sean Brennan trying to orchestrate something in midfield. Comes to Richie O'Farrell, slips the ball in to Ryan O'Shea, lays it back to Doyle. Drogheda just a little bit shot shy. Doyle gets the cross. Well, he tried to get his cross in, but it's a goal kick. And looked for a moment there that there was a chance for a shot, but no one wanted to take it on. And Conor Kane is still down on that far side after, I think, that collision. Maybe he's just catching his breath because he's put in a shift once again down that left-hand flank, up and down all night long. And, well, it's going to be a free kick, or rather a goal kick, to Brian Marr. And he's played it out to, I think it's Killian Cantwell who has it, knocks the ball diagonally long again over towards this side of the field. Callum Thompson gets it, but it got away from him and well intercepted by James Brown. All the way back then to Dylan Barnett, and Bray have to start again. So with just over 10 minutes to go of normal time, Drogheda United still holding on to this 2-1 lead, and coupled, as I said, with the scoreline, if it stays that way in the game between Wexford, and as the cross comes in, we'll break away from that for a moment because Bray were on the attack, and here they are again. It's Derek Daly. Here's the substitute, Darragh Lynch, distinctive ginger hair and beard, and still 0-0 between Cabo and Wexford down in Wexford. So if that stays like it is and Drogheda get the win here, they'll be up to 10 points and just 2 behind, or rather 3 behind Cabinteely. But still time enough in that one for the men from Stradbrook to get a winner. Here comes Mark Doyle, plays the ball out to his left hand side. Ryan O'Shea gets it, and a good challenge there from John Ross Wilson, a little block challenge, and unfortunately for Brian O'Shea, the ball has ricocheted back off him and gone out for a goal kick. So Bray Wanderers, a real sense of urgency now as Drogheda to make one more change, and Chris Lyons, who's run himself to a standstill as usual, is being replaced, and it's Stephen Meany who's coming on. So a round of applause from the few people that are here in the shape of stewards and first aid and medical people as well. So Chrissy Lyons departs. Again, he's put in another good shift. Thankless enough job for large parts of the game. He's had to work off scraps, but again, his contribution to the team, whether he scores or not, is always invaluable. Works so hard, and it must be an absolute nightmare to play against if you're a centre back, because he's all over you the whole time. And on comes Stephen Meany. So Drogheda United with just under 10 minutes to go, holding on to this 2-1 lead, and hoping that they can get to the end of the game unscathed. And here they come again. Mark Doyle through the middle. Will he have a go? He will, and it's a good save by the keeper. It was straight at him more or less, but it was a good hit from Doyle. Comfortable enough save for Brian Marr in the Bray Wanderers goal. Good header clear from Derek Prendergast. And just another 8 minutes or so of defending for Drogheda to do, to come away with the 3 points, and it would be a real sickener for them to concede late on. As I did mention a little bit earlier on, the last time Bray won here, it was a very late winner from the now Drogheda player Hugh Douglas. That was back in 2015, so Drogheda will really want to avoid a repeat of that. Here they come in the attack, and it was Brandon Birmingham just almost nicked it past the last defender, but the Bray defender just got a toe to it and deflected it back away. So they're on the attack again, Bray, and it's Callum Thompson who has it. You can hear the players calling him. He's working his way back in field, and he's had to play it back. Good pressure there again from Drogheda, plugging the holes. Dylan Barnett across, and again it's John Ross Wilson who plays the ball, and it's just gone beyond Ryan Graydon and out to the relative safety of a throw in. Connor Kane once again will take it. So 38 minutes gone in the second half. 2-1 to Drogheda United. So just another 6 or 7 minutes for them to hang on if they are going to get the win here. And it's a good cross in. It's gone over Adamosu, and it's on. Well, the linesman is the judge that the ball went out. I think it was Ryan Graydon with the cross, and it beat Adamosu, and it was, I think, Joe Doyle who was presented with almost an open goal if he could have reached the ball, but it was just gone over, just went over his head as well. And again, Drogheda sailing a little bit close to the wind here, but getting away with it so far. And it's still St. Pat's 2-0 in the Premier Division. UCD 3-1 up against Shamrock Rovers 2. Still 0-0 between Wexford and Cabinteely in the game down in Wexford. So that's, as I say, a positive result if that stays like it is for Drogheda, and if they can hold on here for the win, which at the moment they are looking like getting. Throw into Bray Wanderers down in the corner. And a little bit of urgency now in the Bray play, just trying to get the ball forward. And I can imagine there'll be a little bit of a siege on the Drogheda goal in the last 5 minutes or so. Long diagonal ball from Ryan Barnett, a beautiful ball it is too, and John Ross Wilson has charged forward on that far side of the field, and Drogheda just trying to regroup defensively. Ryan Graydon plays it back, and a nice little bit of play there from Killian Cantwell, showing good skills for a centre back. Still has it, trying to get down the line and get a cross in, and good defending by Conor Kane, but that was really good play from Killian Cantwell there. I hate to use the phrase good touch for a big man, but he certainly showed a nice little bit of skill there to win the throw in, and the chance here, well, for a moment there I thought Sean Brennan was going to hang a leg out, and it was Luka Lovic who was coming in, and if he had just nicked the ball past Brennan and Brennan hung out a leg, we could have had a penalty, but thankfully Brennan kept to himself and Lovic was unable to keep the ball in play, just knocking it out for a goal kick. So with 5 minutes to go, 40 minutes gone in the second half, Drogheda United still leading by 2-1. Goals in the first quarter of the game from Mark Doyle and James Clark, giving them a 2-0 half-time lead, and then Sean McAvoy pulling one back for Bray Wanderers. But so far, that's the limit of the damage that Drogheda have shipped in this second half, and if it stays like this, as I said, they will close the gap on Cabinteely to 3 points. Here's the substitute, Darragh Lynch. Plays the ball across again to Killian Cantwell. He's had more possession than most Bray players tonight, I think. His ball in to Sean McAvoy. Referee says play on. There was a call for a foul, but nope, nothing doing. And the slide rule pass through has gone all the way through to David Odumosu. 41 minutes gone. Clock ticking towards full time here at United Park as the darkness closes in around us, but the floodlights all in full effect here and working well. Here's Stephen Meany on the edge of the box, and it's out to Sean Brennan. Takes a touch, knocks it inside to Meany again. Good play from Brennan, just drew the defender and then played it to Meany. He has a go on his left foot, blocked down by Derek Daly, and it's come back to Birmingham again here on the edge of the box. Works it onto his right foot, drives it across the goal, and it's at 3-1 it is. And I think it's Stephen Meany that has it. I was just looking at the linesman's flag to see if it went up, because I thought he might have been offside for a minute, but it's 3-1, and that should be game, set and match for Drogheda with just 3 minutes of normal time to go. It is indeed Stephen Meany who just got on the end of it, right in the centre of the 6-yard box, couldn't miss, tap in, and the referee is telling the Drogheda players to get back to the centre circle and back into their own half so the game can restart. He's pointing to his watch, but really and truly it wasn't like they celebrated for an extended period of time. But that should be the game for Drogheda now, and that was the third goal that they were really crying out for, just to make things safe and to give themselves a little bit of a buffer, because you don't want to be hanging on to a 1-goal lead going into added time and into the closing stages of a game. Anything can happen. So with that third goal, that surely is the game for Drogheda and the 3 points in the bag. And let's just see how the game is going between Cabinteely and Wexford, because if that stays as it is, as I say, it will be very good news for Drogheda. Early stages of the season, of course, although it is a shortened season, but it's still 0-0 in that one. Still 3-1 to UCD against Shamrock Rovers 2, and St Patrick's Athletic are leading Finn Harps by 2-0 in the Premier Division. And incidentally, if you missed it earlier on, Bohemians had a 2-1 win over Dundalk. So Dundalk's restart not going to plan, a draw and a defeat. But Drogheda is very much, at this point in time, going well. Good result last week given the circumstances, and looking like a very positive result here as well, leading by 3-1. This time the linesman's flag does go up. It didn't go up for the goal. And Drogheda with a 3-1 lead now, and we're into the 43rd minute, almost the 44th minute of the second half. So it's all looking very rosy for Tim Clancy and Kevin Doherty over on that far side of the field. They'll be very happy. One more substitution being made. It's going to be the former Bray man Hugh Douglas, who got that winner, as I said, back in 2015 for the Seagulls at United Park, the last time they won here. And he's coming on for Brandon Birmingham. So I don't think we're going to see Hugh Douglas playing in an attacking position. So they're obviously looking for just a little bit of belt and braces stuff here, Drogheda. tighten things up at the back and make sure there's no soft goals conceded. 3-1 up though, they should be safe enough from here, you would imagine. Sean Brennan gets under that one, and it's a good bit of play from Joe Doyle. Was charging into the box, but he was unable to get a shot away, and it's come back here to Luka Lovic. Nice little drag back and runs into a bit of traffic, turns back onto his right foot. Down in that far corner of the field, good play from Conor Kane, wins the throw in off the Bray player. So good play from Kane, and he'll take it himself. Into the last 10 seconds of normal time. And all over bar the shouting here really at United Park. 3-1 to Drogheda United. First half goals from Mark Doyle, James Clark, and then that third one a few moments ago from substitute Stephen Meany, making it safe for the home side. But here's a chance for Bray, and it's deflected and it's come back, and what a save by Adamosu. It was the original shot came from Joe Doyle, and then the rebound, it was half blocked and it spun out to Darragh Lynch, and it looked like he had a relatively straightforward chance, but Adamosu made himself big and spread himself well and made a very good save just to stop any nerves creeping in the last few minutes. We haven't seen the board go up for added time yet, but can't imagine there'll be a massive amount of it. We haven't had any significant stoppages in the second half. Here come Bray again into the box, and it's broken back to Derek Daly. Here's a go from distance, very speculative. We're really looking for a lucky break on the edge of the box at this stage for something like that to work out. And here comes number 27, Marlon Marista, who was obviously come on. I didn't quite see who he came on for, but he's on the pitch now. And it's gone out for a corner to Bray Wanderers. So surely the last act, or one of the last acts in this game at this stage. 3-1, they trail, so they're looking to just get a consolation at this point, and it's in. And it was number 19 there, Darragh Lynch, again, the man who had a chance a few moments ago that Adamosu saved. He had the header there, but he couldn't direct it on target. And I have a feeling the referee will blow the whistle any minute now, as we have 46 and a half, 4 minutes I'm told, in fact, added time. So we will have a few more minutes to go, but Drogheda United leading with 3-1. Really home and hosed at this stage, you would have to say, and a very satisfactory evening's work, despite that little scare at the start of the second half when Bray pulled one back. But other than that, it's been a relatively satisfactory night for Tim Clancy, and of course any night you get 3 points, it's a good night's work. And we do hope you've enjoyed listening in to our live feed here from United Park, both on the LMFM website and the app, and also on Drogheda United's YouTube feed. Great to be here and great to witness a return to winning ways for Drogheda United. Free kick to Bray Wanderers as we tick into the 47th minute. And the managers win to our live feed here from United Park, both on the LMFM website and the app, and also on Drogheda United's YouTube feed. Great to be here and great to witness a return to winning ways for Drogheda United. Free kick to Bray Wanderers as we tick into the 47th minute. And the managers win.
Get back!
then a lovely effort from Kevin Park, 2-0 half-time lead. John McAvoy pulled it back from Bray in the second half. A nervous pass from that point on. They were not really together, and that third goal from Steve Bean put the King hat on a good result here. The first game back at United Park following the restart, and it's ended in a nice I can tell you that still 0-0 between Wexford and Callagheely down in Wexford. It's then that's a very positive result for Drogheda. They'll close the gap to 3 points at the top of the table to Callagheely. That's just about it from myself, David Sheehan, on the LMFM website feed and also on the Drogheda United YouTube channel. We're delighted to be able to bring you the game tonight as the players walk off, and lots of fist bumping and elbow touching going on out on the pitch there from Drogheda United staff and players to the manager, and really satisfactory stuff from Tim Clancy and Kevin Dolly. They'll be delighted with that one. So that's just about it for myself, David Sheehan, tonight. Thanks very much for joining, and hope you really enjoyed our coverage, and we'll be back again, I'm sure, in the near future with more live games from United Park and beyond. Have yourselves a very good evening.